We are back for day number 2 of the shiny hunting every dark type Pokemon in the month of March. Well, day 1 wasn't that successful, so we have planned to come into this game anyway. So we're going to see if there's any outbreaks first, but we're also going to do a couple of eggs, which was always the promise. We were going to do eggs for the most part. Always start an episode with eggs because there's 3 different ones to get from eggs. Otherwise, we got quite a lot to work through in this game. Basically, because it's easier. There's about 40 to 48. So we got this Grimer, so that's going to probably be where we go first. But we'll do the eggs down here. Right, so let's get the eggs out. I forgot that we were going to do eggs. I said this for like 2 weeks. I'm going to do eggs first. I'm going to do eggs first. And then, magically, I forgot. I can't do the whole team. So, we have... these are... Yes, this is the Sprigatito eggs. Now, I left the Magmar in there so I knew where it was. That's the main reason. Okay, we'll put this one back in here. This is pretty much my raid Pokemon anyway. So we're going to do the Sprigatito eggs. We do 1 box at the beginning of each session on Scarlet. No, on Violet. Scarlet doesn't have any eggs in. The other Pokemon we will need to do is the Alolan Meowth. So, if we get one, at least we've got some backup eggs if we decide to do grass in the future. Because we will still need to get another 3 Sprigatitos. So far, I don't think I have ever, hatched an egg that was shiny in these games. I think I may have done 1 or 2 in all my time on Pokemon Go. But I'm not really a person that enjoys egg hatching. I kind of find it a little bit boring, the Masuda hunts, but for this challenge, I decided this is the only way we're going to do this. We're only doing the 3 unobtainable Pokemon, which is Masquerado and Alola Meowth and Persian. If we get it in 1 egg, that would be nice. But, no. I think it's more of a white cat, isn't it? So, yeah, I've had one of these in Pokemon Go before, actually, so I kind of should know what it looks like. It would be a nice start to start the whole series with a nice new shiny. I left a Macaco I accidentally evolved when I was trying to build I was trying to just complete my living decks. I always talk about how I got living dexes and shiny living dexes, but for some completely random reason, I had never put a Slugma in my living dex order. So I went to go and fix that and accidentally evolved it, completely forgetting that it doesn't actually evolve. So, I didn't need to evolve it because I had the Macago. So that was my bad. My dumb as such. But we want to get some on the board. That's the main thing we need to do. We need to get something on the board. We can't have 2 days of zeros. And I feel like that Grimer and Muck are pretty much set as a good, definite hunt. I did get 2 Mucks actually in my sandwich series, which was quite funny. I was hunting for the Grimer and I got 2 of the Mucks. Okay, so I believe that's the 5, so that hasn't started well. Let's be honest. Is that the 5? Yes, and I believe none of them are shiny. Like, I don't really know what the shiny... As I say, nope. We'll learn the controls of this game one day. We will, I promise. Um, as we said, we don't really care about these. They're not needed. They're never going to be any help to me. I don't really do competitive. And unless it's shiny, it's not that important. I kind of wish there was an easier way to do mass releases, but alas, there isn't. So let's do number 2. I prefer doing the egg hatching on this beach because, well, there's so much space. I have a Basque Legion, but it's not a dark type, so it doesn't really fit my challenge. When I get to the water or ghost types, it would. I know it's horrible to catch in this game. It's not as bad in Legends Arceus, especially with the fact that the outbreaks, or the massive mass outbreaks, generally spawn them. I don't have one in this game at the moment. If I've had one, it's literally been moved out of this game. I don't really keep too many around that I don't need. This file especially is literally designed for shiny hunting now. It's my oldest save on the game. So I may have one, but I don't know. If I do, as I said, it's probably in home. Because it was literally, let's just finish the Kitakami decks and move on with it. But I promise it will be part of the ghost hunting one. Hello Kim, how are you today? I am hoping we get more than 0 dark type Pokemon today. So we're trying to hatch little Sprigatito, which will become a dark type eventually. I am good. I'm just looking forward to seeing how well things go today. I'm in the game where we're likely to get a lot. Hello Karen, how are you? Have you come to give me some luck as well, hopefully, after yesterday's failed attempt to get shinies? Everyone's happy we're going after the little cats. I don't know how Ray has started this thing where everybody puts my name in capitals. Yes, Incineroar is on my list to do. I will finally, hopefully, catch that Lydon. I am good, thank you. Just as we say, we're trying to get into this challenge, and I had a bad session yesterday. I didn't get any. I will always say I prefer doing these challenges. I have it on a limit of 10 emotes, so that's probably why you've just got a naughty message. Yeah, Incineroar is definitely on my list. I've tried to do a few in the past. We tried Litten, I think, twice in the 100 sandwiches challenge, but we didn't get a single one. But it will be added. It is on my long list. As I say, I've got a total of 82 dark types from the official Pokedex, but I can only catch 71 of them. With the missing ones being the Ruins Mons. In this game, the 4 of them. Urshifu, Galeria Moltres, Hooper Unbound. Trying to remember the others. It's very difficult to do them all off the top of my head. Even though I've got the list. Zarude, they're all 100% not obtainable. No shiny has been released for them. I also cannot get Darkrai because I didn't unlock the event in BDSP. And also, I can't actually get Alola, Rattata and Rattacake because I don't have access to the 3DS games to stream. And they're not in any, or technically they're in Let's Go, but soft resetting a trade doesn't really seem like something I have the capability of doing or wanting to do. It will be something, if we hit all 71, we'll throw them in at the end, but for most of these challenges, I don't expect to ever complete them. It's just trying to get used to doing longer sessions where we can have some fun shiny hunting and see what happens. And even right now, we're doing Masuda, which I absolutely despise. It's my least favourite way to shiny hunt. Well, probably second next to soft resetting. The two modes I just hate doing for shiny hunting. But because we know Pokemon Legends ZA is coming out quite late in the year now, we will be looking to do a different type for each month leading up to ZA. I decided to pick the Dark type because it's quite a small typing, and it's got some of my favourite in Sword and Shield. So we will be playing across the 3 games, generally 2 times a week for each game. Kim is trying to catch them all and is flying through them at the moment. The community game didn't know what hit it. I do believe that there is like a chance that they could be shiny, if I'm honest. Oh, come on, Sprigatito. But as soon as we finish this box of eggs, we will move on to the proper hunting, which is why we're all here. Like, nobody wants to watch Masuda, do they? It is one of the slow ways. Like, it's good for like a big chatty time, but I don't think we're quite at the level to be able to get away with Masuda hunting for a stream. So we'll just focus on what we can do. I am going to take one out of the other box so I can keep my Magmar in with my Sprigatitos too. I think that's sensible to keep my Flame Body Pokemon with the eggs. Hopefully it could help make the eggs easier to hatch. You never know, it might be a thing that's real, might just be in my head. And as always, we will have the shiny giveaway box that you can select a duplicate shiny that we have. I will say there will be one in each game that we play. I've got one in Legends Arceus. I need to make the one for Sword and Shield, but we will have one. But you will only be able to pick the one from the game we are currently playing. Oh, now it's raining again. So as I say, I'm really hoping we can get one shiny at least off the mark. And we're in the game where it should be easier. That's the key word, should be. Whether it will be is a very different thing. But there are, as we say, 48, I believe, from this game alone. And I've got another, I think it's 6 to get in Scarlet. Which isn't too bad. Like, I've set the Scarlet save up, so hopefully we can just spend one day doing them. Get all of them done. There won't be any egg hatching, we're just going to go straight to the point. Straight for the 2 Paradoxmons, Dino and Lavatar. I know I could breed them, but I don't want to. It might have been something if we got really lucky on both the Sprigatito and Alola Meowth, maybe, because then we can continue starting an episode with eggs. But until then, we'll carry on. And as always, I say I may do like a second stream a day if it's quite quiet in the evening. And in that evening, I I will be doing something more on Sword and Shield. Pretty much, there's so much I've got to do in Sword and Shield, so much harder to shiny hunt, but it is more rewarding because they're generally random encounters rather than just seeing it in the overworld. So yeah, that's the plan. So far, not very good with these. We've got 2 rounds left. So I did have my 3 foreign shiny Dittos in this game. I couldn't remember where I'd put my Japanese one for a while, so I found out I had a Spanish one and a French one. But I don't know if it will make any difference if I put all 3 Dittos in my squad from all different countries with a Sprigatito. We need to take some eggs. So, no, you're staying there. What do we want these for? And as I said, we're going to take 1 out of this one, because then we can put Magmar back in there for tomorrow, or maybe the end. As I said, I might do some at the beginning, some at the end, but I only want to do 1 box at a time. I don't want to spend a whole session doing the shiny hunts in eggs. Eggs are horrible. We hate eggs. But it would be quite fitting that if I got the Pokédex number 1 entry in this game as my first shiny. We did technically get a shiny yesterday, but it just wasn't a dark type. We got a Snorunt, which I couldn't see for ages because it was a snowstorm and it was literally in the bottom of the cavern, and I didn't realise it was there for ages. But I knew it wasn't somebody playing the shiny alert. So I may put a counter up of phases, but I think it's only going to be Legends Arceus where we get phases, so it's not too much point. Like, I'm not going to be hunting for things outside of what I need. So that'll be a good start. I could maybe put all of the potential Pokemon on a wheel when we do this game and spin the wheel, see what we could get. But that might be for the next session. But depends if I do Scarlet or Violet. I'm thinking I kind of want to get the Scarlet one out of the way quickly and not leave it to the end of the month and then be like, I didn't get them all in one, and just keep going and going. I even got to the stage yesterday where it was like, I'm going to stream until I get a shiny. And then I got that shiny I didn't need. I still think that these odds are something crazy, like 1 in 500 or 600. See? That noise won't work on this game, sadly. But that's the noise I heard yesterday, but I couldn't find the Pokemon. Hopefully something similar will be returning in Legends ZA. And I'm not sure how we're going to approach that game yet. I'll be honest, I wasn't the most sold on the stuff we got. I think it might be a fun storyline game, and that's nothing that I'm ever going to question, like, sure. But when it comes to shiny hunting and stuff, I'm not sure whether it's going to be as fun. Whether it's going to have, like, the tasks you need to do that made the Legends game special. There's plenty to wait and see. I'm not going to go into a full speculation mode because, well, we've got at least 6 months before that game comes out. Let's be honest. So let's just focus on this.
You mustn't be afraid to dream a little bigger, darling.
That is what we're doing. We are dreaming a little bigger. Okay, so this is the last round of eggs. Can we get some luck in this? Or are we doomed to run around in circles every stream twice? Maybe we could put one of the alerts, go and hatch a box of eggs. That could be an interesting one to throw out there. But it would only be effective in this game because I'm not going to breed at all in Sword and Shield. And the only reason I don't mind doing it in this is because I can...
This drink, I like it.
I know, it's great, right?
Another!
I'm not doing the smash in the glass after each drink, though. That's definitely not going to happen. It's funny because this glass is very old. No. Maybe we should get like Jaeger shots and they'll be what we do one day. But I don't think a drinking stream of Pokemon works well together. Especially when we tend not to be too adult. We try not to do any swearing. It seems more sensible. For the games we're playing anyway. If they ever made a way so I could play my 3DS on a stream, I would try to do one of those, but to get one it involved buying a specialised 3DS with a capture card, which is very expensive. Or you're looking at 300 to 400 probably. For a console that has no new games, no internet capacity, to play any games online with people, it would be a bit crazy. And I know how you told me not to go to CEX to sell my PlayStation. Well, I've been looking at the other places, and most places are offering me a lot less than CEX. Which is quite funny, to be honest. But I think my big problem is but I'm rubbish at selling on eBay. I've seen the horror stories on eBay. So you need a PS5. Okay, so that was the bad start. The big problem I have with it is the box it came in was FIFA 18. So, yeah, it's not great. I don't have the game either. And that's less than what CEX will offer me, according to their website. It says that CEX would offer at least 80. Maybe more, depending on whether they consider it boxed or not. And that's the other side of it. That's why I'm looking at there more. Same with Music Magpie. But I would rather sell it to some company that I don't know, and if it's buggered, someone else's problem, not someone I know, and then they're like, why did you sell me a faulty PlayStation? That's the thing. Well, I think it's perfectly good. I don't want to risk it. It's also very difficult, as I say. I'm not really one that likes selling on the internet. I've never really been a fan of it. It's just been an older way. As I say, I always like to buy physical games so I can just take them into the shop and sell. Okay, so we have got Grimer. Let's make a sandwich. Because what other way to shiny hunt than make sandwiches? I forget, dark is anything I want it to be. Good. But with smoked fillets. It has to be one salty. I don't have as many as I thought I did. It's quite surprising. Yeah, that'll do. probably need to do some of the boring raids just to top this up. I think I did, but the raids I was doing was only giving one of each, which was probably not what I wanted. Or it was like 5 salty and the rest. I can always make the complicated sandwiches and use up the bitter herb, I guess. Doesn't matter too much. Like, it's not needed in any of the more modern, easier to make sandwiches. Now, can I remember what Grimer looks like? No, I can't. I can't barely. I think it looks more like the normal colour, but can't be sure, so we'll find out when we mess this up. Now this is an outbreak, so we are going to be doing the knocking out to increase our odds even more. You just look for the one that looks different, I guess. Oh, there is a chance for Inkay as well here. Maybe we should have just gone poison. No. That's not too bad. We do need Inkay and Malamar, so that's good to the extent that we've got a second one. I also know what it looks like, and it's a lot easier to see. And the fact that we have a dark sandwich means we can just jump straight into something else once we've done a few. If we get both. What are you doing here, Poplio? You're not a dark type. You're not meant to be here. No, I don't mind your Inkays. They can be here. We need Inkay. But Poplio, you're a water type that turns into a fairy type. Yes, you're a cute little sea lion thingy. But you're not a dark type monster. Oh, you're going to follow me, are you? If you turn out to be shiny, I'm not going to be happy. Because you know, that's going to be my luck. I'm going to get all of the phases, aren't I? Let's go. Keep on rolling. I have never seen it. I don't really watch too many high schooly drama things. To be honest, like my TV time has gone over the years. My main problem with TV shows is not necessarily aimed at this show at all. It's just I don't like the shows that get released in one go, and you can't like watch one episode and then go and see your friends or talk to your friends about that one episode. Like, people are now binging it, and I hate the new binge model for television. I think it sucks all the life out of the enjoyment. And that is any show. Like, I get the same problem when I try to watch like the ones I do watch in the past, like Stranger Things. Just never really clicks for me now. Bring back one a week, and then you had a social interaction with people, so you can all enjoy the show at your own pace, and there's no rush. It feels like a bit of an event to go and watch it as well, and like you want to go and see your friends and talk about it. But nowadays it's all, how far have you got? Have you finished it yet? And then suddenly they have, and you're like left behind, like waiting for them to catch up, or you're the one doing the catching up. And my most famous version of this is all of my like drinking buddies used to watch The Umbrella Academy, and I had never watched it, and I knew I was going away for a weekend with them, and season 4 was just hitting at the beginning of that month, so I thought, well, you know what, I'm going to marathon it all, so we can chat about it a bit. And I watched it all, got there, and none of them had watched season 4 yet. So I'm from the Lost era, so when you have shows like as hype as what Lost was, you literally were left with a mystery nearly every episode. You wanted to know what, but you could go and speculate with your friends, and it was really, really fun. That era of television. But as I said, like most of the time, like I just don't feel like I ever have enough time to watch a whole series now. And if I only watch one episode, I'm usually just not in the loop with anyone. Or I'm worried that it's going to get cancelled. Like, the amount of shows I really enjoyed, and then they got cancelled. So I have less and less time to want to invest. And I know that's probably why shows get cancelled. People don't want to watch them. They all look much normal. So I'm quite terrible with the TV shows. I think the last one I watched was The Rig, Season 2 on Amazon. Quite interesting. It left it with a big cliffhanger in Season 1, so I wanted to see what happened. Yeah, but it was a bit disappointing with where it went most of this series, if I'm honest. No worries. Good luck with whatever you're up to. Come on, Grimer. We need you to be shiny, my friend. We can't keep getting nothingness. I have to remember, some of them I can't go for because they're evolutions of the dark type, aren't they? So we're not only going to make dark sandwiches for this, I'd point out. We're going to make what's ever easiest to isolate. We know some things are a lot easier than others. So as we know, Inkay sort of becomes a bit more orange underneath. So that would be what we're looking for if we go after Inkay next. But sadly, this was the only dark type outbreak we got today. And we've done too much and completely destroyed it. That was smart of me. Right, we'll just double check the last couple. Well, we get mucks now as well. So we're not too bad. We've still got a good isolation on. As I say, I think it's more of like a purpley pinky colour, the shiny, rather than like the green that it is showing us right now. Do we continue on around the basic map up here? We might just well for a little bit. Even though I caught 2 mucks, I can't tell you what colour they are. Actually, this might be a little bit easier with these in the grass. So I think that might be the shiny. Is this the first shiny? Perfect! Our first shiny of the challenge is a Alolan Grimer. And now you can see what I mean by it being quite easy to spot colour-wise. I don't think it's got any self-harming moves, so we'll probably be able to catch it now, even though it's not fully out. Oh, the Lux Balls have gone. It's quite funny, some games reset your favourite like ball to use and others don't, and this is one that tends to do it. Whoa, lovely. That is our first shiny of the whole challenge, and it is an Alolan Muck. So that's good. We now have a grand total of 1. We will update most of the layout between sandwiches. Like, we still have 20 minutes on this one. There is no point going for it in the middle. And we'll do like all the other bits that you need to do for it. We might as well still go for the second one. Try and get the muck done too. But at least we've got the grimer this time. Like last time we were doing this, we were searching for the grimer and got 2 mucks. If it was the other way around, it wouldn't be too bad, because we can just evolve one. So, on shiny, just what we wanted. Let's just put that in here quickly. 1 of 71. Let's see. It is nice that we have one though. That's the key thing to take from this. Like, we couldn't do 2 days without one. That would have been insane, really. I feel like when I play this game, or the other game, I should be guaranteeing myself one, with some good isolation and stuff. I could just jump into the ocean now and go and deal with Inkays. But evolving Inkay will probably have to happen off stream, because of the silly way you have to do it by turning the console upside down. It's a very strange method, but I don't think I can do it while it is docked. Just a little bit strange and annoying. Wasn't so bad when it was a handheld only game. But to say I'm happy that we've got one is an understatement. As I say, I did not want to spend 2 days not getting a single one. At least I know we're off to the races as such. We can get the muck, it would be nice, but it would just be nice to like tick off one of the lines of a Pokemon rather than having to come back. But then again, it's not a horrible one to hunt. It's a strange thing with this Pokemon, really. It's quite funny because I did try and get this one myself as well in the past, but never got the Grimer. It's mainly because the Muck is one of my favourite regional variants. I have 2 main ones I really like, and they're both actually the Dark types, being it this and the Zigzagoon. Not any of the evolutions, just the plain old Zigzagoon. But I wonder if I can enter this into bingo somewhere. I'm not sure if it fits in any of the categories, to be honest. Could call it lucky. Do I call it lucky? Is Grimer considered lucky? I don't know. That is a green one, isn't it? Yeah. But no, the normal one is green, and you can tell. So I feel if I can get a good number in these, the sword and shield ones when we have bad days aren't going to feel as bad. As long as I know I can still make the total look nicer. That Grimer looks slightly different. But nope. that's a muck to start with. That's why it looks different. But I'm mainly just attacking the mucks if I can, because I'm not 100% sure. Actually, that one looks like another shiny. Is that just lighting? That's just lighting. Damn you, Scarlet and Violet, for tricking me. Now, when do we decide to go for the next type? I also want to try and not spend all my time in one map. So, like, I want to do some on the base game, some in Kitakami. I don't think there are that many in Kitakami. I think we got like Pawnyard again. And the Bishop. Isn't too bad, like, again, nice easy one to spot. And we got the Poochienas, Myenas, but they will only turn up at night, so I can't commit unless I know it's night time there. Also more Peko and the Shiftry line. Just already been causing me enough problems trying to catch them. But again, there's a few over there we can go and do. The base game we can finally maybe finish Armor Boss Stiff line. We've been trying for about 2 years now. Like, again, I'm not the most dedicated shiny hunter before we started these challenges. Let's be honest, we just do a couple here and there and hope for the best. They all look green, don't they? Yeah, we'll leave them there. So it's a bit nicer hunting for these in the grass, because the one I'm looking for sticks out a lot more. The only problem is I don't like dealing with all the mucks. That just looks like a normal green one, doesn't it? So just that one. Right up into the corner. Always the more sensible thing to do. Then you get a few more resets, I believe. Or you drag everything out. Yep, you're just a green one. We don't care. What about you? You look normally green. Oh yeah, I forgot that the Grime was in squad. Where did you go, Prelude? You're normal. As are most of you. Not good. But we are happy that we got one. Again, this series will be trimmed into one sort of video highlighting all of the shinies. But at the beginning of April, all the VODs will be available to watch. So you can see the whole stream again if you want to. If that's a big if. Some people won't want to watch them again. But it's there. We're going to put them up on the Voices Lock channel. I don't know how much longer it'll be until I can officially verify the main shiny hunting channel. I've either got to find another mobile phone number or hope the 2 years expires quickly, because apparently I did verify 2 channels last year, and I think I've deleted one of them too, which is even more fun. Probably should have just rebranded that channel. Might have been a bit smarter of me. I've already rebranded a few of the channels a few times. Because we did like one video and then didn't do a series. But let's see, can we find another purpley one? How long do we have left? We have 10 minutes on this sandwich. I think if it's night time, we are going to go and try and do Pucciana. If it's daytime, we'll try and do a nurse leaf. I think that'll be the 2 on Kitakami. Technically we could do both, but we could start the Pucciana one at night and move in to the other one. But one thing at a time, right? We would like to add our Alolan Golema to our overlay. And strangely enough, I think it's the one I don't actually have a shiny picture for. But that is for the future problems, right? If we can get the mark. I don't really want to have to download extra pictures today. But if we do, we do. Right. Hello, welcome, and thank you for the follow. Hopefully you will enjoy our new shiny hunting challenge of trying to capture every single dark type by the end of March, which is not going too well, even though we're on day 2. We only have one so far, which is a shiny Alolan Grimer, which we got a little while ago. Yesterday we didn't catch anything. So yeah, that's the challenge we've presented ourselves with this month. Next month will be a different type, and we'll see how close to completing it we will be. So we're running low on the sandwich time. I know we are thinking what we could get next. We got 3 different maps technically to play on in this game, so that's kind of what we're thinking of, which map we want to go to next. We're on one of the DLCs, hence the Alolan Grimers, which are not in the base game. Thank you for the raid, and hello Dow! That's technically, I believe, our first ever raid. Hello everybody, hopefully you do like what we have going on here with our shiny hunting challenge for the month of March, where we want to try and get every single dark type. There are officially 71 I can catch, so I am hoping we can get a good total. I don't expect to get all of them. Welcome in. I need to learn how to do more commands, don't I? Where are we going with this? Sorry, I am not prepared for raids and stuff. I do it the other way. I'll raid into someone else normally. Is this right? This looks right. So you can go check out everyone else's work. And Dell, thank you for recommending me. As I say, I tend to only do Pokemon challenges on here because, well, I find them quite interesting. Shiny hunting is a lot of fun. I haven't really ever streamed any other type of game before. I think I did one session of Football Manager, and I don't ever have enough focus to stream Football Manager, to say the least. I also did come from a Supercard background, where we played a lot of Supercard, but never on stream. I'm one of the abandoners of the game that everybody loves. And I'm tempted to try a few other games, but at the moment I want to stick to these. I like being able to play games on the Switch. So these are some fun ones. But as I say, welcome in everyone. Hopefully you will enjoy some shiny hunting. And hopefully we can have some shiny luck from everyone. What were you playing today? Was it... I know I've seen you with Dell playing Supercard before. Hello Shirio, welcome in. We did just have your sister in here about half an hour ago as well. How are you today? Have they managed to fix your Wi-Fi yet? Or are we still waiting to get back into some more online fortnights for you? Good, good. We did officially get our first shiny as well today, which we will show off once this sandwich is over. I don't know why I'm so concerned about the sandwiches. We've got ingredients to burn, but yeah, we've got 4 minutes left on this one, so that's why I thought we'd just finish one before we update the layouts, really. See how well we do. So I always get confused with what colour the muck should be when it's shiny. I even caught 2 in my last challenge and I still can't tell you what colour it's meant to be. But I do know that the Grimers are not that colour. Maybe not. They're not green, basically. So we got one. We actually hunted for the Grimer in the Sandwich series too, and that's where we got the 2 mucks, which was crazy. But we all know that sandwiches make this game a lot easier, especially for us shiny hunters. Yeah, I say that like I've been shiny hunting for a long time. For my challenges, this is only the 3rd one we've done. I prefer to do them in challenges rather than just I'm going to shiny hunt today and this is what we're going to do. I prefer like each month to have a little bit more focus on it for me, because shiny hunting can get quite frustrating when things go badly. But if you can turn it into a series video, we're there, we got it. So yeah, that's kind of our long-term plan for most of this. We were hoping that the new game would come out relatively soon. We were wrong. Well, I say we, I say me. I had the wild prediction it would be out in April. But it's due out, quote, late 2025. So, yeah, we've got a few months to wait now. So that means we can do a few of these series. I'm not going to do a series where I literally just build a living dex, because then that's why I don't enjoy it. Because I just go for the things I like. I like this idea of the challenge and the shiny giveaways if people want. Each game we play will have a box of shiny Pokemon that you can spend channel points on to claim, with the whole goal being to help spread some support for people that have come to support us. Is this the second shiny? Look at that. Perfect. 2 shinies. And 1 line of the Pokemon complete. So we can actually let the one in the party evolve. And we can officially say that we have 2. Unless I mess this up somehow. It is possible. It's happened before. Hopefully it won't happen again. So let's get our luxury balls and catch our Alolan Grimer. Perfect. That's 2 today. Just what we needed. And just where we wanted to be. Is that enough to let the other one evolve? No. Quickly try and do a clip. Yeah, I'm not the best at handling everything I've got to do while streaming, I'll be honest. Especially when it comes to clips and stuff. This is why one day I will have to hire myself a moderator. One day. So let's see how long is left. Actually, that was right on the end of the sandwich, which is even better. Let's just evolve this one very quickly. And update our totals. So that is now 2 of the 71. And now we can see whether we have any Alolan Grimers that we can add to the overlay. I don't think I do. I think I have normal Grimer, but I don't have the Alolan one. Of all of the sprites I've got, it's the one I don't have. Is it this one? Maybe. Oh, there's the Alolan Meowth. Why do I not have Grimer? No, I don't have Grimer. Great. That's very annoying. Let's see if it's on the website. I can download it from very, very quickly. Problem was I didn't want to have all of the shinies because it's very frustrating to find most of them, if I'm honest. Grimer, Grimmsnow. Oh, I've forgotten where I got them from as well, which is even more fun. Is it this one? No, it's not this one. Very professional streamer here, trying to remember where I can get models for the Pokemon. Just so we can have a few more things on the overlay. It definitely doesn't like me using this. I'll be honest. It is Gen 7, I guess. No. Sprite index. That will be helpful. What about here? That is literally only... So it might be in the Gen 1. Is it in the Gen 1 sprites? That's the question. Or are they somewhere else, hidden away? Here they are. So we've got some now. We've found them. The plan was not to do this while I was going. Or maybe I should have actually hunted for the ones we needed. Had the sprites ready made for. We'll just put it there for now, and we'll put this one here. So we're going to have a mixture of images and stills, I think. That'll be the best. And that's not going to work, is it? And I bet you it will turn up and it'll be a ridiculously big image as well, won't it? Yep. I will learn how to do all of this as I go one day. So there is our first one. It is a mug. We might as well leave them all big until we get some more. And we can also add a Grimer, I guess. Because we have two now. There we go. So we have two to start with. We have Buck and Grimer. This is a very good start for us, let's be honest. We wanted to make sure we had a couple on the list. And we can quickly update this to say 2. Perfect. Now we are back. So we can go and catch our next one, I hope. Hopefully there'll be something good here, where we're heading to. We'll take that one out of the team as well. I don't like carrying around the shinies that have been caught. Shall we check to see whether they're lucky and have marks? This has a sleepy mark. Okay, that's good. And this one's nothing. Okay. So, as I said, I want to see what the daytime is in Kitakami. Is it day? It is daytime, so... No, that's not Kitakami. This is Kitakami. I'm going to go here and try for Nuzleaf now. We seem to do okay when I put this as the location when we were trying to get it for our Dex 365. And that's either dawn or night, I cannot remember. Right, let's get straight back to the picnic, because nothing says shiny hunting than a sandwich full of salmon fillets. Salmon, salmon, salmon. And we said it was salty, and any of the other, we'll just use the one we've got the most of. It definitely looks like it's getting darker, so we may pivot to Pucciana. We can get ourselves a gold dog, I guess. But this is why we had to do some on this game. We needed some easier numbers to hit, shall we say, rather than only doing PLA and hunting for the 13 shinies in there that are dark type, or the sword and shield hunts, which are going to take longer. They always will. I know this. I'm not worried about this. But It's all good, right? So let's see if we can find ourselves a little sea dot or a nuzleaf. So I know it's more of an orangey colour, so I'm not too worried looking for this one. And again, it may not be orange, but Colourblind Shiny Hunter just picks their own colours for the shinies. Yeah, otherwise I will go insane trying to get the colours that it's meant to be. See, look, there's one of them, not like the others. So I found this was pretty good. When we were, as I said, I was trying to get these for the Deck 365 challenge. So I've had some good luck over this area. I tend to go right round there just to respawn everything. I found that worked too. So this one looks darker, but it's just a shade, I think. Yes. The other thing I have to remember is I cannot spore this. That is the only thing. This will be one we probably will keep too, because the main goal is to have a shiny form living Dex. And this works out quite well because this is a gender one, so we get extras to catch, because why not? I thought that was a shiny for a minute. Don't ask me why. It's mainly because C-Dot is sort of a very light coloured head, and I thought the Growl of Tau was a C-Dot. Is this just a lighting trick again? I think so. Yeah, it's a lighting trick. And that person's going to get annoying, aren't they? I keep thinking they're a Pokemon. Go Braylon. As I said, it's now night time, so I may pivot to Poochyena. I'm not completely sure. Now, I have spent a lot of time searching for these over the past few months because we didn't get any luck whatsoever. And Poochyena is a day-night cycle one, which will actually fit my bingo. So you know what, we're going to go and look at Poochyena. We'll come back for you once we get 2 Poochyenas, okay? Don't go anywhere. You're not weather important to me, so I don't care. You're also one we will need to get, your evolution friend. But we'll worry about that at a later date. Sadly, it's one that's easier for me to get in other games. But games I can't stream. I'm not opposed to the fishing side games in these DS ones, but for this challenge, everything I catch should only come from the games that can be streamed. So one day I will need to look at your Yveltal and Guzzlord's Dynamax adventures. But we're a little way away from that, so let's not worry too much. We'll start with the basics and work our way through. I know it's like a gold dog, so I don't know why I'm overly studying these. It should stick out a mile away. Maybe green, I don't know. I always say that I get the colours very mixed up, so we sort of make up colours. Because why not? Why not do something strange with what we see as them? Are you up here? Not today. But the further I go away, the more time it gives everything else to spawn. My question is, why is it that all the dog types have a dark form? Be it like Houndoom, or thank you for the follow, hopefully will come in and enjoy the shiny hunting too. We are after our evil, apparently dark dog, Puchiana, which is one of the best Pokemon to actually use in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire if you get the special one at the beginning of the game. So we're just going to do a few laps here until daytime, then we'll go back to Nuzleaf. Yeah, it's probably not the smartest thing to do, but since when have I done the smartest thing on this games? Part of my challenge is always to be different from their sensible ideas. We don't want to be easy on these, we want to just have some fun. It would have been fun if the one led down was the shiny one, I'm not going to lie. But if we did manage to get to the next one, that would be great. I think this is a static that can never be shiny, so I'm just going to get rid of it so it can give me one more potential gold doggy. Nope, they run after me a lot, don't they? These evil gold dogs. Well, not yet gold dogs, but they will be. It's also another one that I have tried searching for in the past and have had zero luck. Like, I see some people that have full living shiny dexes, and there's me that loses their patience after like 2 sandwiches if something doesn't go the right way. What's that? What are you doing up here? You're a very long way from home. I will definitely say that that one got lost. Yeah, so we know that there's a few. The more I think about it, the more other types there are. Other Pokemon that are dark type that we could look for on this map. As I've caught a few in the past, I was trying to go for a few of the newer ones. When I say newer, just new for the living dex. Not just to fill up the pool of repeat Pokemon for future challenges that people want to claim. Nothing from this challenge will be claimable until the challenge is complete. That's the other key thing we do with all of our challenges. We sort out what is being kept because of living dexes and what can be used as the trade claims. Let's face it, I don't need 4 or 5 of the same, but if it fits into the challenge, we will be getting repeats. And this is one that isn't fitting into any repeats, so that's good. Like the muck will be added to the repeat selection, but the Grimer won't be. And they could also be replacing things I've got from Pokemon Go. I'm trying to move away from using anything shiny that I got in Pokemon Go and replacing them with what I'm calling proper shinies. And that's not saying anything anyone gets is not proper in Go. I just don't like the big G in my home guide. Because to me, like, what home looks like, I don't like how they treat the Go Pokemon. If they didn't have the big G, I wouldn't really care that much. But I also don't really like my old Go name or user. I want to keep more of my games circling around the 3 main usernames I use. which nearly every new save I'm ever going to do, we are calling ourselves voices. But some of the old ones have other names, shall we say, including this one, sadly. I kind of wish you could change your name later into the game. But you can't, so I just have to deal with it. So that's why we keep this one as our main name. Whooper, what are you doing here, Whooper? You're not a dark dog. And how many shinies will we fail on this challenge? That's the other question we should ask. In the sandwiches, we fell 1, I believe, just 1. While in the Legends Arceus, we failed about 4. 3 of which I think were Basculin. Because those little buggers run away so fast. But as we said, we want to bounce between the 3 games because there's quite a lot to get in each game. And I would like to play a bit more Legends Arceus, but I don't want to spend a lot of time in it. That's the other thing I've got to take into account. So that's why the idea is 2 days on each game and 1 day fully off any streaming. Most evenings will be, if I do an extra stream, will be probably Sword and Shield only, just because the shiny hunting takes a lot longer. And I will catch that Thievul, that Nicked, if it's the last thing we do in this challenge. Even before coming back to try and do a bit more serious shiny hunting, I had been hunting Thievul and Wooloo for a long time. And hadn't had a single one as well, I point out. I don't seem to have any sort of luck in Sword and Shield when it comes to shiny hunting. Look, I mentioned the Whismers, and I think I got to 1,500 before we got 1. But I sort of wanted to try and get all 3. But then I did get really lucky with the Registeel. That's the other side of it. The legendary one we got easy. But it does also mean I can't go for a Registeel if I do Steel types. But I probably wouldn't want to do those hunts again, but I do know I need to do those hunts again. At least Regirock and Regice. And then I'd have to do another save just to be able to hunt for the other newer Reggie. So yeah, we know there's a lot of work to do there. But I think we're doing okay. Like, I feel like my target for this challenge will be to hit about 50. I think that would be my generous self-target. I don't think I can get to the 70. Now, it's mainly the Sword and Shield ones which are going to be the hardest. As I say, like, I would like to think I could get everything out of these games. But you know as well as I do, when you want something, it's the one thing that doesn't turn up in these games too. But we'll keep going. We know what we're looking for now. We're well into the middle of the night. I know there is another place we could go that would offer me a couple of other types where we were looking for. But you know what? We're happy to stay here for a little bit longer. How long do we have left? So we're halfway through a sandwich. We could, you know, we're going to go to the laggy area for a while because, you know, nothing beats playing a game than lag. I know that there's a few more up here, but I could just go for my boy Morpeko, which would be quite a nice one to get. So here we get both the two we were after. The only thing that's a little bit, we don't get as many Puccienas, but we do get the Mighty Hyenas. And again, they're more golden anyway, but we get the Nuzleaves, which is something we were looking at a bit more. I know it's more of an orangey colour than Nuzleaf, so I don't know why I'm attacking everything. Like that one there. That looks more... It's not, but it's a darker colour, isn't it? Actually. I don't know. I'm just going to guess until I get it right. I've had one in the past. Nope, go that way. You look slightly... No. You look slightly shinier. Because it's more just the underbelly that's shiny on a Mighty Hyenas, I believe. But we are guessing again. Heracross, you're not a dark type. That must mean we're out of their territory. I don't like how the Mighty Hyenas actually sleep while we're doing this. But anyway, let's continue on. It's nice that there are both Seedot and Puccienas that can spawn around. And well, we're meant to go further up than that, that's why I'm a bit lost. The idea was to go right to the top of here and along. Colour are you, or just a more plain colour? So are you. What about all of your little friends? They're all pretty plain too. So this is where it can get a bit frustrating, shiny hunting, because you're looking and they're almost looking. As I will always say, I look and stare at things for too long for my own good. Until I've officially seen one. I've seen it in other people's games, but until I've seen it in my game, I over stare at things just to be sure. Wait, I know you want to be a dark type, Luxray, but you're not. You probably should be a dark type. Maybe we'll get a Colosian one that is a dark type. How far down the riverbank can we go until we run out of the dark types? And pretty much to the end, that's not too bad. And a random swan. But remember, we are adding Magikarp to our list. Because, you know what? I don't mind having an extra one or two to catch. Well, Magikarp itself is not dark type. Mega Gyarados is, apparently. They all look pretty normal, don't they, over there? And so do they. What about you, Hoot? You've just come through a wall, so there's got to be something hidden there. Probably my shiny in the wall. I know what Hoot looks like, I don't know why I keep attacking it. It's one that we did get by accident doing the Nuzleaf hunt, actually, of all the things we were trying to do. It's quite funny. Butcheras. The craziest one we had for shiny hunting was when there's those hordes. We actually had 2 shinies in that horde once. When we were looking for Knackley, we got 2 Knackleys out of a pack of 5, well, technically 4. And we just sat there in disbelief that we'd been searching for months for one, and then suddenly we got 2 in one horde, and literally a minute later we got another one. Because we were trying to get ourselves a cloth. But yeah, didn't want to appear for us. It's been something that's really eluded me in this game, and I kind of got torn with the idea of actually doing rock types, but then I realised that the fossils are a thing, and so I pretty much got turned straight off of that idea. Because, well, I believe Sword and Shield is the only way I can hunt for all bar one of the fossils, and that being Shieldon. So I didn't want to put myself through that. It may be something I do, like especially with the Nintendo Gold coins being deleted or unable to use. I'm tempted to buy the DLC for my Shield version as well, but it does help with the Dynamax adventures, like a second round of shinies. And again, it would help with fossils. But it's whether it's worth it in the long run. It's kind of something where if I can reach a certain level while doing this streaming, we could continue with that idea. But unless we reach it, it's not worth it at the moment. Because, as I said, Sword and Shield is the hardest thing to shiny hunting. And I'm already losing my mind when I was hunting for Wishma. I can't imagine what it's going to be like running for the rest. Yeah. I still don't completely understand the shiny odds in that game. I've watched 5 videos. I've had people explain it to me. I've had PowerPoint presentations, and I still don't actually understand what it is or how it works. From what I originally thought it was, you should be looking at about 1 in 1,000, give or take, but it gets improved odds the more you've knocked out, I think. But yeah, or improved odds of getting the brilliant Pokemon when you've knocked more out. But I don't know if it's only the brilliant Pokemon that have the high shiny odds or not. So that's why I get so confused and frustrated. Is Hoot Hoot stuck in the sign? That's quite funny, but it's also a photo in Snap, which we recently played. We had a few months. We had a couple of weeks away from shiny hunting. Mostly because I said I like to do my challenges over a month. And we finished the sandwich one in the middle of February. So we did a couple of other little Let's Plays just to fill some time. More than anything, I think. We played right through BDSP in hopes of getting ourselves the shiny Manaphy, and while the run in that game didn't really work out, we did get the shiny Manaphy through another save and some very boring breeding. But we've already moaned about breeding once today. We're not going to do it twice until we get to the Meowth eggs. Oh, these two hate me, don't they, so much? I want to try my hardest not to do full-blown picnic resets, but if needs must, we will. I'd rather just do the walking around like this. Do you know what the most important thing the next Pokemon game needs to add? It'll be very simple. A Walkman. So when you're in different areas of the map, you can pick the in-game music to listen to. And it's going to be something you can only get once you've been to each area. But it would be so much nicer because this Kid Akami music does my head in. It starts off really relaxing. It really is nice and relaxing. But when you spend a couple of hours here, you start losing your mind. I kind of love the Jubilife Village music you can get in the DLC. It's the one I use for my league room if I ever go and try and do the Pokeball lottery. But I do have to look at my bingo card to see whether I could enter either of my Grimers or Muck. Knowing my luck, I've just ruined it by evolving it too early. But that's another decision. Like, I have a month to do them. I know not many really click with dark types from when I was looking at the list. But I think we could put an argument that Grimer is a springtime Pokemon. Right? Surely. Feels like it's a springtime Pokemon, right? But we'll carry on. I think we're running very low on this sandwich. So I'm going to go back to the main map for the next one. I may have a little look at my guide to see what there is to get. I know it's a bit daft to be looking at the guide when I've got one type ticked off, but it's more certain areas I want to look in. I might try and just get any of the Area 0 ones checked off pretty quickly, so I don't really need to spend too much time in Area 0 in this run, on this save file. Because I know I've got to go in there for Scarlet. Yeah, I've got 2 types to get in there. And I also think Dino might be slightly easier in Area 0. But there's our shiny. Oh, Mightyena. He's not even an angry Mightyena. Oh no. How to fail a shiny. Boom. We knew we would see one eventually, and that's perfect for us. I'm actually tempted to delete the other moves on my Breloom, so I can only ever press Bolt Swipe or Spore. Just, you know what it can be like when you play these games. It's so easy to press the wrong button. I am also wary this could have takedown. Another thing I should research the moves these Pokemon could have at certain levels. But don't need to worry too much because we caught it in one ball. So that is Mightyena added to the list. So the bite Pokemon, as they call him. So we can make ourselves a very short little clip. And as always, most of these will end up on YouTube. And on TikTok. And you'll probably find the snippets on the Shiny Hunting channel on YouTube as well. I always forget which ones go where, So, yeah, because I've got quite a few. I forgot what I've linked to what. Now with 40 seconds left, let's just see whether we can snag ourselves a Pucciana here. So we will have to use where we were hunting originally for the Pucciana. I can't really risk a second Mightyena. But now you see what I mean, but it's not the most difficult one to see. The other thing I should remember is this is actually a game where I don't really need to actually have headphones on to play. I need them essentially for Legends Arceus. But for this one you don't, because you see the shinies, or you get the warning by your Pokemon that something is shiny. That sort of tells me it's over. Yeah, so as I said, I'm going to go back to the main map for the next one. We'll just add another one to our total. And I do believe we have a shiny Pucciana we can add to the list too. So we can add this to 3. The highly technical masterpiece that we have going on here. I know I definitely have one of these because they're an older sprite. So they're just going to have to be in here, I believe. That's why we knew that we couldn't do the Grimers, because these are only up to Gen 5, I want to say. Yes, so it only has the basic Grimer in this selection that we've got here. But we do have Mightyena. Mightyena, where are you? That doesn't look like a shiny one though. Did I? Yeah, it must be. Front there, it's the file's called Front Shinies. Where did it go? Is it this tiny thing up here? Oh no. That doesn't look like a shiny Mightyena, I'm not gonna lie. That's why that wasn't the right one. We'll try this again and become more professional as we go along. That's better. That's the one we wanted. So some are going to move, some aren't. They're all going to be slightly different quality. So we're going to have to live with for now. It's difficult because, as I said, when it comes to the sprites, some people have updated them, some people haven't. I can't expect somebody to do all of them because I don't know how to do sprites myself. So, as I said, I'm going to look at my big list here. So we're just going to tick off the ones we've caught. So, Mightyena, Muck, and Grimer. As we said, Area 0 offers me 1, which is Iron Jugulus. So I'm tempted just to go and get Iron Jugulus and have that ticked off. Just seeing what else we could get, really. It's strange that there are too many in here. Sneasel's one of my easy ones we could go for. I don't have a problem going for Sneasel. But I want to get Iron Jugulus checked off so I don't need to go back to it in the future. I like Area 0, but I feel like I need a break from it every now and then. And I know how easy Iron Jugular is to isolate. So that's going to be our target. And hopefully we can hit 4. And then tomorrow we can move on to the next one. I think leave this is fine to be dark again. Pretty sure it was dark that made this one easy. It's the only dark paradox one in this game. So we're just going to stick to what we've been doing. We'll keep spicy. Because at least if we do this, there's plenty of other dark types we can like pivot to. Like, I could go to the desert, try and start doing the Sandal line. It's the ones where it's like you need 2 or 3 in an evolution line, which can take a little bit longer, which is fine. Like, it's going to happen. It's part of the challenge. Like, what I might do is just get the picture of my TNF for the next session. So they're all only going to be the pictures. And what I might try and do is make it a bit of a collage that slowly builds up. But we'll see. As long as everything stays inside the picture, I think I can get away with just editing the original overlay and with pictures being added. But I'm not the designer here. I am just trying to learn. The only thing that isn't on the actual overlay is those pictures and the total. So I may start doing the recents between streams. Otherwise we got quite a lot spawning, to be honest. Now, is there any other dark types? So this tells me there are no other dark types in this area 0. Just the fact that there's nothing here. I just got to jump to the bottom. When I say there's none others, we have to remember that I am in Violet, so the rest will appear in my Scarlet run. So that'll be the Brute Bonnet and the other one. I forgot what it's called. Brute Bonnet and Roaring Moon, that's the one. But now we're going to literally have all these here, and all we got to do is find the one that's purely silver. It stands out pretty easily. We managed to get all of the paradox ones in my sandwich challenge, in this game anyway, which was a bit of an experiment, really, just to see just how many you could get from 100 level 3 sandwiches. We had a whole series about spinning a wheel just to see what we could get. So it was quite a lot of... The idea was to be very interactive with the audience. So we had some people pick some hunts for us. And other times we just did our own thing. So we did well, I think. As I said, we got all of them done. Like, the only one I didn't get in that challenge was the iron bundle, because I already had an iron bundle, so I didn't really target it. And look, is that the shiny already? That's how easy it is to find a shiny in here. So that's why I'm quite happy with the idea of coming down here. That's ridiculous. That's probably like a minute into the sandwich. Now, do I try... I'm not going to go for the Sableye next. I think that's the safe one not to touch. Mainly because it's near the Roaring Moon, and when I was hunting for other things down there, I found a lot of Sableyes, so I don't need to really push myself for it. And that was an easy catch, really. So that's number 4, which is crazy to think that we've turned from a terrible day yesterday to a great day so far today. As I say, I'm not going to add all the pictures as we go. We'll do it between sandwiches at best, but probably only going to do this sandwich. So now I've actually got the conundrum that I could go anywhere I want. Where was it? It's up here I want to go. Yes, here. I believe this is where I can find my Mastiff, which is one we've been kind of hunting for a while. Again, another one that's eluded us. But still, it's there. It's part of my challenge. So just keep going. We're just going to put the Hyena away. So it did have takedowns. I was right to be a little bit wary of that. But the Iron Joculus didn't have anything scary. And they both didn't have marks. Okay. So officially that was less than 5 minutes into the sandwich. Now I know what these look like. We caught one. We wanted both. A friend of the channel actually got two here without a shiny charm at the beginning of their game in literally 5 minutes of each other. While catching one, they saw another one in the background. So yeah, that's also a thing that happened to someone else. And I have full shiny odds, full sandwich odds, and I found one in 3 hunts here now, probably 4. This will be the 4th, maybe 5th hunt for this one Pokemon. It's a little bit easier to come here because there are places where you can get both, but if you end up getting the evolved one twice, you're kind of stuck and you don't get the thing you want. But as I've mentioned, I'm kind of thinking / hoping that these games will carry the bulk of the amount of shinies we catch. So like we're mainly focusing on the exclusives to the other games. So like Sword and Shield, there are quite a lot to worry about. So I got to get like 3 Zigzagoons and 2 Nickets. There was enough of Purloin, 2 of those, and they're going to be the only way I can get them. There are a couple of others, but when it comes to PLA, Spiritomb is essential in PLA. But when there's things like Hunch Crow, Umbreon, I can use this game if I want to. I'm not directly going to hunt for either of them unless they're in outbreaks in this game. Like, I don't see the point really when I'm going to go into the other game for them. But I do know I need to focus on probably an Oshawott, Drapion and Spiritomb. They're the most important ones for me. It's a bit like the Overquill and Quillfish I can get in here. It's not going to be too much of a problem. But I would love to get at least one more Mastiff. I know it's a bit greedy because I spent 2 minutes in Area 0 and get 1 shiny. When I go somewhere else I don't get any. My Area 0 shiny luck was ridiculous in these games. Even in the 100 sandwiches one, I was hitting the shiny we were after, with the exception of Iron Moth, pretty quickly every time. So yeah, we're okay with that. But as we said, like, there's plenty still to do. We'll do this sandwich and then we'll probably going to do the Alola Meowth eggs, or a box of Alola Meowth eggs. We know we've got to get to. The more I do in between the beginning and end of each session, the more time I have to breed more if I don't hit. And as I said, the best thing about it is I can literally just pop open the game and do something. I just keep clicking on the egg basket. I got 6 boxes in 3 level 2 sandwiches with no herber So that just tells you how pretty easy it is to get what we were looking for, really. So that's why I'm not too worried about making more of the eggs. Like, the only thing that'll be annoying is if we. I hate to say it's annoying if you get what you want, but if we do hit the Alola Meowths pretty early, I got no other reason for those. And technically, I've had quite a lot. I had them in Go, so they could become replacements. But strangely enough, I never kept an Alolan Persian, so I'm going to have to remember to actually keep one just to put into my living plain form decks. They're always my goals, like to have a full-blown living dex that has as little Go as possible, and then a living form shiny dex. But I think I've made it to like 300, so it's like I'm far from like close to finishing it. I don't really mind how far away I am to finishing it. I'm not going to be the first one to do it, so I don't need to be the last one to do it. I just need to be working my way towards it, and that's what these are kind of designed to do. Now, I'll be annoyed if I picked a type where I had as many of the shinies as possible. And as I said, what we will probably be doing is a different type each month. With the exclusion of the ones I definitely can't catch something in. Most importantly, the core grass, water, fire. I don't see the point in doing them, considering I cannot get the elemental monkeys. And if they're in ZA, then perfect. If they're not in ZA, then maybe we'll commit to them and just skip the monkeys. And the other type I'm going to skip is normal, because of Patrat and Furfro. And we also know for a fact that they're both in ZA, so there's that. So I don't need to worry about whether we will or won't get those. So that's the good thing. What else is going to be around here? This is the only problem with when you can full-blown isolate. You know exactly what you're going to see. It would be quite nice if there was a way to make a level 3 shiny sandwich, and a bit like what the Academy meal is, where you could just have level 3 and you just go anywhere and find anything that could be shiny. Again, it's all post-game stuff that I will make that suggestion for. I wouldn't make it something you get early on. But then again, you can technically get in. No, actually, you can't get into the Academy canteen till you finish the game, I believe. Maybe finish Kitakami. Which isn't too difficult. Like, you don't need to be end game, but you still need to be able to. I imagine you've got to beat Carmine to unlock it. So there's that. And we're a little way. You'll be like level 30, 40 before you can really do that. Because you've got to beat the Titan 4 and then have full blown nearly 5-on-5 battles in Kitakami at level 30-ish, maybe higher, and beat the Ogerpon. So it's not really something you could do early, but it's not something you have to do late game. If you could find a way to cheese your way through Carmine, maybe. But I don't know. Maybe a couple of Focus Sashes and Perishongs could work, I guess. But that's more cheesing it rather than beating it. But that's how you become a world champion from what I saw at the London Masters. I think it was London. Where I think the guy was using a screen tail with disable, encore, protect and perish on. And then with a shadow tag, goffer tail, completely knocking the other people out of being able to swap. It was pretty horrible to watch, to be honest. But that's something I would like to see them introduce a rule where no Pokemon can have the same move. So if you want to protect, only one of your Pokemon can have protect. It will add another dimension to the game. Or the tournaments, I think. People will complain, but people like complaining. So give them what they want. It's the main reason why I don't like competitive battling. There's like a meta that only like one or two types generally are better than the rest. And it kind of sucks the life out of everything. But that's just the modern way now. Like, you can copy what someone else is doing and it not be considered copying. And then suddenly it becomes the meta, and then the meta is normal. That's kind of the bad way that gaming's gone. And you would say the same, like some people could think the same. Like, one of the other games I play a lot is the Snap, Marvel Snap. And you kind of have to put together decks that can be good against other things, and different modes have different ways. And I kind of like trying funkier decks rather than just the one that's winning all the time. That's the only other game I would consider playing on here for a little bit. Would be Snap, because it's on Steam. It's not too difficult to stream. Not any extra graphics, but recently it's been crashing a lot on Steam for me. I don't really want to risk having to open and close it all the time. How long do we have left? Still another 15 minutes. And then we can go and try our Alola Meowthix. As I said, we've got 6 boxes. Well, we had 6 boxes of both. I think I got more Sprigatito than I did Meowth for some reason. But I'm not too worried. Or I got more Meowth than Sprigatito, one of the two. But I'm mostly happy that we've got like 4 shinies off now. I was getting worried after the first one, a bit like the last challenge we did. The first challenge we did, when we did the 31 hours, we didn't get a single shiny in the first hour we did. And I was getting a bit worried that we were going to go through the same problem here. But it's a bit more difficult in Legends when you are purposely targeting a couple, because they are literally touring the map for them, and if you miss them, don't really want to get the rest. Like, it's quite difficult to target just the dark types in those games as well. Like Spiritomb, you need the massive mass outbreaks, and I believe we had 3 or 4 maybe in the Crimson Mirelands, and not a single Spiritomb. But then we had a lot of the Skorupies, and didn't get a single scroopy, and same with Murkrow. So it wasn't like we weren't trying hard, like, for the outbreaks odds. But when we didn't have them, we were just doing like the night route on the coastlands, because there's a lot of Murkrow. There's also Scroopy and Drapion, and then you've got Quillfish in the ocean, so that was our main target for that one. The other one is in the Mirelands. We do have the Stunkies, so they were the main two maps we're focusing on, unless we get the massive outbreaks in the Icelands, where we will go and try our luck at Oshawott, which we did, and didn't get one either. So it's, as I said, it's not that we haven't had the luck. We've been trying. We had the routes down pretty well. The only map I don't think I plan on touching is the Obsidian Fieldlands. I don't think there's anything worth going there for, unless we get Eevee or Magikarp outbreaks. They're the only ones that are going to be remotely interesting for us. But it would have been nice if, like, we could have had the same luck we have in Area 0 up here. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's crazy, just our Area 0 luck is out of this world. I just hope we get it in Scarlet too, because we know we won't. We'll know that's when it will bite us, and it will go somewhere else, and we'll lose everything we've worked towards. Where are we going? Back round here, I think. What I should have really do is a little bit more of a split on which maps are going to be best for us in this area. Like, as I say, I don't really mind about the ingredients and the herb, but there are ways to get a lot, so hopefully we will get a lot. But for now, we will just continue our little circles, I guess, looking for our Maschiff. Where are you, Maschiff? The other thing I probably won't be doing is any sort of manipulation to get different outbreaks. I will work with what we get, and that will be the same for all of our challenges. I know I can change the time to change the amount of or the types of outbreaks. I don't want to do that, to be honest. No, not even if we get to a stage where we only need one or two from certain maps. Like if we had the same sort of luck we've had today on the next run on Violet, we will be happy. But that's, again, as we say, I've penciled in to do a stream 6 days of the week, and each one is 2 days on each one, with the Fridays off completely. I've left Saturday is always one that could get cancelled depending on social events and stuff, because we do like to watch a little bit of the footballs. Proper football, the one with the ball that you kick, not the ball that you throw. And we started watching our local team a bit more. So, and when I say local, I mean like way down the football pyramid. There's some cheap drinks, some solid football, banter with the officials, and I mean in the good way. The other week the linesman was excellent, joking around with us the whole game. So that's what we kind of like. And every time we did say something about him, he knew we were joking rather than criticising him. So we had some good banter with a lino. And it beats off having to watch all of the nonsense in the Premier League at the moment, where it's all corruption this, corruption that, cry, 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 and whinge, whinge, whinge. I think we won't get a mischief, and we'll be back here again in the future. Oh no, not mischief causing me more problems. We still have 6 minutes. You never know. We may get one right at the buzzer. And if we do, it will be great. But at least we've got some stuff to work with. Like, as we say, we're on 4, which is a lot better than what we were at the beginning of the stream, where we were with 1. So we will keep going, we'll keep rolling, rolling, rolling. But hey, come on, Mischief, we want 1, please. I'm not greedy, I don't need both of you. You give me 1 and we can go to the other area next time, and we won't steal any more of your brothers or sisters. We will just keep rolling through. And you won't ever know that we were here. Just 1. Anyone. We know you're one of the best shinies in the game. You don't need to know, but you can tell us. I feel like one of my quests is to catch all of the shiny dog Pokemon. That could even be a series in the future. But I'm sure we'll get into an argument about what are dogs and what aren't. But never mind. Like, as I say, every time we have a bad session, it's like, oh well, I started with nothing. I was going to do this anyway, and if I end the session with nothing, then so what? It's my calmest way to approach most of it now. If you go in with nothing and you leave with nothing, nothing's changed. But if you started with everything and you end up with nothing, that's when you feel gutted. What I would love to do when I do this is have a little timer on the screen to count down the sandwiches. But this is what I was saying about Legends Arceus yesterday, was that mini-map at the bottom is brilliant on this game. And if that was on Legends Arceus, would love it. I want one in the future, because then you can set up your markers for like your alphas or certain areas you want to check, instead of only having one at a time. And while you're not targeting it, you kind of know where it sort of is, and you can target that area a bit more. But I think most of the Pokemon fans are a little bit disappointed of how long we have to wait for the next game. There's this kind of split where it's frustrating that it's a long way away from the next game, but it's also, well, at least they're going to take their time and make sure it works better, or works fully to what they intend. And I think a lot of people quite often forget a certain thing that happened in the world a few years ago, which probably made group building of games a lot more difficult. So every game is kind of a couple of years behind now to what we expect. And because people kind of expect it, everything gets rushed and isn't prepared. We've seen that this year with the fact that the new Football Manager got cancelled, let alone not released, just cancelled. And well, FIFA's generally always broken when it comes out. But there have been a few other games that haven't quite been where they should be upon release. Now, I think I'm hearing a lot that the new Civilization isn't doing very well either for bugs. Like, I think everyone likes the main bit of it, but some of the bugs are kind of holding it back. But then you've also got the wave of everything just being called early access, so people can get free testers to try the game, and then the audience aren't quite aware that it's early access, so the idea is you are bug testing it for them for free. So you basically get to play the game, and if it doesn't quite work, you can't complain as much. It's something Football Manager used to do with their beta releases, where you could get the game 2 or 3 weeks early, and the idea was if you find a bug, tell them so they can fix it for the main release. But anyway, that seems like we have not got a single mischief. I felt like this sandwich was negative, but we did get the Iron Jugulus. So, we did get one, at least. So, as we said, we're going to go and do the Meowth eggs. As we're going to try and start and finish each Violet save with eggs, unless we get all 3. Once we have all 3, then it's not so bad. Now, into the box we go. It's going to be easier to go to it this way. Right, we're not going to do this box. This will be the last box we do. But we're going to do this because it's just very much easier to put my good ones in here. And we'll start in this box. So I do also have like a couple of boxes of free Cocos on here as well from another, when I was trying to do the breeding just for my casual runs. I was looking for a fire shiny crocodile, which didn't decide to appear for me, sadly. So we'll just head back here and start our search again. Hopefully we can get Meowth. I know it's a much darker colour, and if these turn out to be normal Meowths, I'm not going to be happy. Because I did what they said, put an Everstone on it, and so it should make it the one I want. Because it's one of the few that you can put into the game, but you can't hunt in the game as such. Meow. So I think it's a much like deeper purpley colour, shiny. Bit almost like, I think it's a bit more like my Miraidon. No, Miraidon. Yeah, I think I'm on Miraidon. Don't know the new Pokemon yet. As I only know this because of Pokemon Go, where we got a lot when one of those events was on. But I seem to really struggle on like the specialist events now. I tend to only get one if I'm lucky. Like I got a Carriobast the other day. I got one Sprigatito on there. Like in the past I would get 3 or 4. but then I don't tend to go and do anything for them anymore. I don't like how the events only happen at certain times of the day, and it's when I least like playing the game at that time of day. I like to go out quite early to do most of my Pokemon Go stuff. I think that's only 4, isn't it? We've got one more. As I say, I've got to try and remember to keep one of these. So we'll probably keep one from the last set, just so we can get ourselves a Meowth and a Persian for our personal home collection. So get rid of these lot. Nothing fancy about them, but it does have Fake Out, which is always nice. Technician one as well. I forgot they have two abilities. Right, next set please. And we head out, running around some more. See, I don't like this area because it loses the music as well when you do hatching and stuff like that. It's very haunting playing this map in this game when the music breaks. We had it when we were looking for the Sandy Gast. It's almost like the beach kills the music and there's no real reason for it. But hey, I only pick here because it's easier, because there's no dodging Pokemon. It's not like a set path. You can do whatever you want directionally. So I just find this a bit nicer for my egg hatching. And remember, we do need to get 2 of these, which is going to take a bit longer. So, but again, I'm happy that I'm ending today on at least 4. It's what we've kind of been planning for over the years. Like, we have something good, we have something bad. Keep on going. Oh, I think this is number 4, isn't it? We'll double check before I run around for ages and then find out it isn't. But as I've also said, I've never hatched a shiny in Pokemon games. So 2 more eggs. Really can't count, can I, today? And to say that that's like something that's happened or not happened for me is ridiculous. Because the amount of shinies I see people breed and get, like, there's me, it's like, never mind. I also say, I also got to add some of these to bingo. I'm pretty confident in saying my Tiena will class as a only catch at night Pokemon. Especially in this game. That one's got rattled, so it's got 3 abilities. It's crazy to see. Is rattled like the rare one, or is it technician? I know pickup's quite common. Like, sure, I've got a mixture of the 3. I don't know which would be the rare one here. Oh, we didn't delete that one, did we? That wasn't much good, was it? You were meant to run away. Be free. Let's put all the Alola Meows in Paldea and see what happens to the local ecosystem. See whether these learn to talk like the normal ones do. Ooh. And this is where it all begins, when Nimona decides to challenge you to a Pokemon battle. As we said, like, the other thing is, the good thing with this game is you don't really need the headphones on to really enjoy it. Like, unlike Legends Arceus, where you need it so you can see those shinies or hear those shinies. So I don't even know what the shiny animation for a hatch is. That's the bad thing. Remind me why I like doing it, why I hate the eggs. Meow. That's right. That's only 2, I believe, so far of these. So I'm starting to remember to count them. I'm not completely crazy. Another disappointing one. Let's check number 4. And a no there, number 4. Let's go. Yeah, that was different. That was number 5. Okay, so I wasn't counting very well either. I'm still trying to figure out what the main abilities are, which was the rare one. Because I am getting all 3. And I swear one's meant to be a bit rarer. So we got to pick up one. We have a technician one and a rattled one. We've hatched 5 eggs, and between them they've got 2, 2, 1. So there's something not quite right there with which one's the rare. I've had session or section where it's been all technicians, so we will carry on. We've only got 3 more rounds of these to do today, and then tomorrow we will be back with Sword and Shield, where we will be hunting for that Nickit. I think we're going to go for Nickit first, because I have done the bit where I've beaten a few more of them, and then move on to Zigzagoon and Purloin. But I may do like an hour on each just to split it up so it's a bit more friendly for me. Because the problem is, Nickit is the rare spawn of the 4 overworld spawns on Route 1. Purloin should be pretty easy. I may check some of the areas because Purloin is one of the wild area spawns. The only thing that's annoying is it's going to be like level 60. But I know it's a random encounter in Route 2, and that's where I can get some Zigzagoon, so I'm going to have to decide where I think Zigzagoon is smarter to get, because again, there are some wild areas where they spawn quite a lot more. But I have to decide whether I'm also going to do the beating them up as well, just to see if we can get slightly better odds. Because, again, we have to get 3 Zigzagoons. Which is going to be harder than it probably seems. At least with Nickit it's only 2, Purloin's only 2. Carnivines 2, and I swear there was another one I needed to get that was sword exclusive. I can't remember what it was. I know Drapion is a backup in there. Isn't the end of the world. I'm looking at probably doing Impotent and the full line in this game. Just a little bit easier. We did get one in our sandwich challenge too, so we know it's doable. The only thing is we may go with fairy sandwich if we want to isolate. But the problem is there's a lot of Zora in there. We will need to figure out the best way to hunt for them. But we'll figure all of this out. That must be it. Okay. So we have 10 eggs left. So far, no egg shinies out of 60 eggs that we've done, which will be, well, it's not quite, it's 48. No, it's 50 at the moment, isn't it? We've done. But again, it's two different types of Pokemon we've done, not just Meowth. So why does it keep keeping it? We say, no, we don't want you. You're not shiny, you're not important to us. Let's get rolling again. And hopefully we will add some of our Pokemon to the overlay that we've been catching. Now, as I say, I'm thinking of adding them to the main picture rather than just keep adding them to the other one. Because I don't really like the two mixtures. And we have somewhere we can get them all now. But we'll upload all of the shinies in snippets as well on the Voices Shiny Hunting channel. I believe we actually reached the end of our selection. But we're going to put one up a day, so it's not all. It'll be the Grimers one day, the Mightyena the next, and the Iron Dracula again. And if we get a Meowth, the Meowth will be put on there too. But I tend to just do one of the small hunts each day, so it's sort of content for each day for everyone who does like watching the short shinies. And a few will go on TikTok, because apparently that's a big thing people like using. I don't like it that much. That one looks a lot like perkier. Not gonna lie. The lucky symbol looks brighter. Or was that shiny and I just didn't realise? Maybe? No, surely not. Look, the cat was about the same colour, it's just the might have been where the light was. We'll find out in a minute that I'm blind. Because it's more like the little symbol on its head, isn't it? Like, again, it doesn't look as bright in any of these, so maybe it was shiny. But it just didn't really make much of a shiny reaction. I don't know. Well, this one will be a good test actually, because it's about the same spot where we did the last one. No, that's what I mean. That's definitely the light hitting it and making it look shiny. Well, we'll just double check to be safe. Yeah, so none of them are shiny. It was just the light playing tricks on my mind. Not the first time it's happened. Won't be the last either. Let's be honest. Like, we are a blind shiny hunter for the most part of our days. So we got 5 more eggs, and that will be it for today's stream. Yeah, that's fine. I think like we've done well, as we said. We've got 4 shinies, so we're on 471. Would like to be a little bit better, but again, we've only really streamed for about 4 hours combined time, so we can't really complain that we're getting 1 hour in this challenge if we break it down that way. What I would love to do is get one of these eggs, just to tick off one of the eggs, because the breeding is so boring. But as I said, this will be kind of what we're going to do with the violet sage. We're going to start with a box of eggs and we'll end with a box of eggs. We won't do that for Scarlet though. For Scarlet we're going to be a lot more driven towards just getting what we need as quick as possible so we can stop playing Scarlet. If we get everything we need in one and there's still time left, we will obviously go for one of the other targets that is available in that game. But for now, we're just going to stick to the main ones we need to get. I was a bit stupid that I ticked off like everything that was available in Scarlet rather than just the ones that aren't available in Violet. No, there is the backup of, I believe Stunky is Scarlet exclusive too. But I do believe that's the everything else is not exclusive to Scarlet. So the penultimate egg, I believe. Will you be lucky or will you just be normal? Just normal. And then last egg. Are you shiny? Are we ending on the ultimate high? Yes or no? It is a no, sadly. So let's just delete this lot because we don't want them. We don't need them. It is sad that we didn't get one, but we know it's going to be a difficult task to get this done. They're never going to be easy ones to do. If I was opening 60 eggs and I got a shiny straight away, I think people would say we were cheating. No, I can't take it out yet, can I? I've got to bring you lot back. Don't really know why I've got all 5, to be honest. Like, 2 of them are pretty much my raid squad. But we'll just look at the box. We can see that we have 4 shinies for today. Grimer, Muck, Iron Jugulus, and Mighty Anna. Pretty good day, I think. So we're going to wrap things up. So thank you all for coming in to watch. Anyone who joined from the raid and enjoyed what they saw and would like to stick around, feel free to follow. We will generally be live at about 12:30 most days of the week, except for Fridays. And otherwise, just going to say enjoy your weekends and have a good day, people.